Welcome to the Ludus Colony. I'm Colonel Mustard. We are playing Return of the Obra Dinn. And we've got 30 fates solved. Which sounds like a lot. Until you remember there are 60 in total. So, we're halfway. I've been through the escape. We've established that all four of these appeared to get away on a boat. So who do we need? What happened to Martin Perrott? The Doom Part 8, he was definitely still alive then. He didn't appear in Escape, did he? Neither did he appear in the End. So somewhere between the Doom, so somewhere during Bargain, he's just fucked off somewhere. So was he not spiked? Because it hasn't confirmed that one, has he? Has it, even? It looks pretty spiked to me. That must be incorrect. Otherwise it would have confirmed it by now. Marcus Gibbs. Maybe he counts as spiked. I'll have to come back to those. Now, this is where it all starts to get a bit fuzzy. There's a purser and a helmsman. Well, so far we haven't seen anyone doing any helming. Now, the man who gets clubbed by the captain at the end, I think, is either Timothy Butment, whatever his name is, or Lewis Walker. Just not sure which. The two remaining Russians, as far as I can tell, are interchangeable. The three remaining Chinese, as far as I can tell, are interchangeable. I don't know who the fuck the person from New Guinea is. And then the Peters brothers, as I believe them to be, I don't know which is which. Just look again at my hammock notes. We saw the hammocks in the Bitter Cold Part 1. So, what I would love to see is either 48 or 60, but I don't think I will. We've got Leonid Volkov. Leonid Volkov is 45. That's 45. That's 46. That's 47. 46 and 47, Alarkus Nikishin, Alexei Toporov. Right, so he's Russian. And he's Russian. And they're both seamen. So that really doesn't help us much. Do their shoes vary? He's got a bare arm. I mean, he's in bed, so doesn't necessarily mean anything. His shoes look like that. I wonder, can I cross-reference these with, like, that one's occupied. Opposite 37 and 42. Two opposite 36. So if I can cross-reference these with somewhere else where the hammock numbers are visible, I can possibly identify who those are. But I also want to look at that fucker's shoes. I think their shoes just all look the same, but it's worth a look. Oh, he's over here. Inconclusive. He does have bare arms. I suppose his shoes would be most visible in the end. I'm really clutching at straws here. Could be him. Could be him. But I should be looking at everyone else's shoes. Specifically Topman. I should be looking at Topman's shoes. Oh, hold on. French Office of Affairs in Morocco. Does that mean he's in Morocco? I'd completely forgotten about that. Maybe it does. Maybe that's where they ended up. Maybe that's the clue we need. Oh, hold on. Some of these have still got 44. Is the one I'm looking for, isn't it? There's got to be a reason that's visible. 44, Lewis Walker. Come back to that in a minute. 44 and 43. Are these the ones opposite? So Maba and Lewis Walker are in bed. 36. Yeah, okay, right. So these are the ones. Okay, this was the correct thing to do. So 48 and 49, both occupied. Nathan Peters. Nathan fucking Peters. Okay. So that means I'm now convinced he's Nathan Peters. Nathan Peters. Oh. He is. It still hasn't confirmed what happened to the carpenters. By which I don't mean Karen and so on. So, that leads me to suspect that I got it wrong. So maybe his mate was in fact spiked. And he looks pretty fucking spiked, to be honest. Who was the French person shouting? Is he not Winston Smith? He is, though. I saw him carpenting. Well, anyway, that must mean Samuel Peters. This unknown soul. Yeah, that's Samuel Peters. So we need to go back and look again at Soldiers of the Sea Part 3. Yeah, there's the carpenter. So who the fuck is French? He's not French, he's Nathan Peters. You're not French. You're Danish. You're not French, neither are you. I'm so confused. $41. So there are two. So 38 and 59. 59 is George Shirley. 38 is Huang Li. So does that mean that one is Huang Li? 59 is George Shirley. Who the fuck is George Shirley? So 38. Huang Li, I think. Him. Blasted by an explosion. So I think he is Huang Li. Which leaves two more Chinese crew. Right, number 44 was in his bunk in Doom 2. I'm going to try it. No response. The hammocks, some of them have disappeared later in the game, so I think the hammocks get taken down when someone's dead. So I was basically cross-checking, okay, which hammocks are there in the earlier one, which aren't there in the later one, so who has died before the Doom Part 2. I did, in the process, realise a couple of things. Thing one is that I've made a mistake. I put down this lad here as Hamadou Diom, but he can't be Hamadou Diom because Hamadou Diom was already dead by that time. So this is wrong. The problem is I now don't know who Hamadou Diom is. The other thing I realised was that I made a throwaway comment when I was working out who the man with the knife in his teeth at the end was about something to do with his shoes. Surely his shoes can't be a way to identify him. But while I was looking at the hammocks, I realised that people do actually have different shoes. So I'm hoping this might be a way to narrow down the Chinese sailors. This is the wrong memory. Now, how clearly visible those shoes are going to be in other situations, I don't know. But let's have a look. Okay, 40 is pretty standard black shoes. 39 is sort of pale slippers, plimsolls, whatever those are. 38 are more like black plimsolls with white socks. 59 standard solid black shoes. Okay, so now we need to go to a different memory where some of those appear and see if we can see their shoes. Yeah, he's got black plimsolls and well, it's not really socks, is it? He's just got bare feet, I think. Or possibly stockings. Black plimsolls, white socks. So he must be... I did get it wrong. Yeah, he's surely Huang Li in that case. Huang Li. Oh, well, there we go. So he's sorted. Yep, got him. And it was Lewis Walker. Right. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Who are you? Unidentified. Show me your shoes. Aha! Look at you with your pale plimsolls. So does that make you Jie Zhang, perchance? Going for it. Right, so we need to work out who he is. I don't know who he is. I've been wondering... Hold on. I am such a fucking moron. I've been wondering whether he might be the helmsman because he's wearing a different outfit. Like, nobody else seems to have this stripy shirt, it's just him. Just realised this bellend here, look at him. He's holding the fucking wheel. That's the helmsman. Surely. I mean, he could just be holding on to it because it's something to hang on to, but no. He's got to be the helmsman. I think he's the one who got plucked away in one of the Dooms. It might have been the one where Abigail was smashed in the face. Yeah, I think he's... I can't believe I didn't notice that. He's got his hand on the pissing wheel. I could have got that from, like, absolute minute one. Also, I'm so confused by the Carpenters. They're still not confirmed. They are the Carpenters. Which was the memory where they came out the Carpenter's room, office thing, whatever it is. Carpenter's shop. There we go. Unholy Captives Part 3. Pretty carpenty. Unless he's the carpenter and he's the carpenter's mate. I must admit, I pretty much just assumed that the white one was the carpenter and the black one was the carpenter's mate, because, you know, it's 1807. They're American as well, so that's even more of a likelihood, but I could try switching them. So he'd be Winston and he'd be Marcus. Oh my god. Right, well. Never make assumptions. Who does that leave? Huang Li electrocuted. Wei Li fell overboard. At the risk of being insensitive, who else looks a bit Chinese? Oh, I did want to go back and look at the murder, the execution rather, to see if I could trace the bullet that actually killed him. Who is this? Because he's not a midshipman, is he? There's only 3 midshipmen. Are you the unknown one? Yeah. Where are you coming from? He's coming from this way. Well, he's not a purser. Oh shit, is he the purser? Oh, of course, because he's not a seaman, he's not a topman. He's wearing a fancier uniform than that, but he's not. He looks very much like a midshipman, but he's not a midshipman because there's only 3 of them, so he must be the purser. Duncan Mackay, I surmise. Right, what do I want to go and look at next? Murder. Okay, that's missed. Okay, so 3 shots missed. You, Henry Brennan. Okay, well that ruins a theory I had. I thought maybe John Naples had fired the killing shot, and that was what made Philip Dahl want to kill him. I don't know what dog Philip Dahl would have in that fight, but that was my theory. Who are you? Right, anyway, so you shot with a gun by Henry Brennan. Right. Yeah, this fella. If he disappeared, and this is the last we see of him, I think there's a strong chance he went overboard, and I think there's a stronger chance he's the helmsman, because there's no option for snatched, plucked. I mean, possibly torn apart because he's clinging onto that railing, but we're going fell overboard. Nope. It was the helmsman. Of course it fucking was. He was the purser. Shot by Henry Brennan. Finlay Dalton. Right. Now then. Who's left? Henry Evans, the surgeon, we don't know. Although, actually, that's because I've realised the beginning of the book, it mentions send your findings to Morocco. So does that mean he's in Morocco? Zangisati spiked. So is that wrong then? Is he not the ship's steward? He was spiked because we saw him crawl away. So is he not the ship's steward? Well, that's annoying. Emily Jackson and Miss Jane Bird we've identified. We just don't know what happened to them in the end. They got away on the boat. Philip Dahl. What happened to him? He was carted away, wasn't he? To the lazarette. Okay, so we've got 3 topmen unaccounted for. What if I say that Henry Evans... What if I say that he's alive in Africa? Is that not correct? Hold on, where was the one where someone was speaking French and I thought I'd already identified the Frenchman, so it couldn't possibly have been him? Let's investigate that, because obviously the person I thought was French is in fact un-French. Okay, which one of you fuckers is French? Have you been confirmed? No, because your fate is unknown. So does that mean he's actually French then? He's not the 4th mate steward? He's got to be the 4th mate steward. So who the fuck is French? Is it someone who isn't present in this one but was present in the previous one or will be in the next one? Is that why he's wearing a different... Is he French? I mean, not is he French. Is he the bosun's mate? That would maybe explain the stripy shirt. He could be. I've been assuming he was probably... what did I think? George Shirley, maybe? Let's try him. Oh, we don't know his fate, though. Okay, well, just to get it off the one that we now know it isn't. He disappeared in the Doom. Where did he disappear? So who's got ripped apart then? Oh yeah, that's how I identified it, wasn't it? Because he was torn apart. Alright, what if we say he got torn apart by a beast? Oh, we won't know until we get 3. But then, if that's the case, who's this arsehole? Any more interesting shoes in here? Unknown soul. Shot with a gun. Who died before Doom 2? He is probably a topman because of just where he's hanging out. And there's only one topman, I think, who meets the criteria of dead before Doom 2 and not... Wait, I can't remember what my criteria on this list I've written down were, but he's the only one left. Let's try him. Shit. Okay. So that is... Okay, well, good for Henry Evans. Does that mean... I suppose we can't necessarily assume he was on a boat with the other 3, but we can't necessarily assume they all made it as well. I suppose, since 3 is what it takes to get you confirmation, we could always try it. Are you alive and in Africa? Are you also alive and in Africa? They did all make it out. Good stuff. Alright, well, I'm very happy for them. I thought just because Henry Evans made it there doesn't necessarily mean the other 3 did. They might have fallen out the boat or might have encountered more mermaids or something. So who does that leave? Martin Perrott. Something happened to him in Bargain, I think. But we don't know what, so I'm going to ignore him. Oh, hold on, the one with all the tattoos, he's a topman, isn't he? Right, I need to have another closer look at the one with all the tats. See if I can make any sweeping inferences about his ethnic makeup. There he is, but we're not going to get a good look at him in that one, are we? Okay, so he's a topman. Could he be Chinese? I need a better look at him than that. So was he in one of the hammocks then? Interesting. He could be Li Hong, you know. 43 was occupied. Alright, so it could be Mabba as well. Okay, right. Where's Tatman? Oh, I can't see his face. He's a Tatman. Right, so that was bloody useless. Do we know who you are? Oh, you're not Hamadou Diom. So who the piss are you? Seaman. You must be Alexander Booth or George Shirley. What if I just guess? Alexander Booth. So we've got Li Hong still unaccounted for. Both Russians. Lars Linder clubbed by unknown. Oh wait, we know who it was now, don't we? Pretty sure that's Nathan Peters.
It wasn't his fault. I saw the whole thing. Nice.
He saw the whole thing. Oh, he did sound English, you know. Person, is that the ledger he's holding? No. That is Nathan Peters, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so he was clubbed by Nathan Peters, which is exactly who I thought he was quite a long time ago. Could he be Chinese? Maybe. Yes, he could. Okay. So Li Hong. That is Alexander Booth. Well, that surely narrows down the seamen, I would say. How many seamen have we got left? We've got the two Russians, Hamadou Diom and George Shirley. What if he's Hamadou Diom? So are you Russian or are you George Shirley? I'm just guessing. No, I shouldn't be guessing. I should be trying to work this out properly. Okay, let's try and work out this one. Because he's a steward of some sort. Let's do this chronologically. Okay, so we've got third mate steward, fourth mate steward. So steward's just hanging out doing stewardy things. We've got the cook being a fucking idiot. He's just off for reasons that pass understanding. We've got who I've now discovered to be the bosun's mate. The bosun. Oh, he's standing right by him. Fucking hell. Okay, so we've got the artist running in because we just need an artist. It's an emergency. We need a sketch immediately. Carpenters, Karen and the other one. That hasn't helped. So that really doesn't help us on this one. I would have thought surely he was Zungi Sati, but he's not. What if I'm coming at this from the wrong angle? What if he is Zungi Sati, but I've got his cause of death wrong? He died in the port walk, but that's not where he suffered the fatal wound. Ah. Okay, so he's crawled away. He's looking pretty spiked. Next one, I suppose. Right, so he went this away. Oh, he's lost his spike. Interesting, is that relevant? Right, then the next one will be just him, won't it? Let's go investigate the moment of his actual demise.
Someone shoot the damn thing!
Oh. Oh, so my original... right at the beginning I thought he'd been shot. Well, he's obviously been... I got led astray by the fact he'd crawled away to die with the spike sticking out of him. Okay, so where's that shot coming from? Over yonder, by the looks of things. Oh, it's... You little bastard. It's what's his face? Charles. He wasn't spiked, he was shot with a gun by Charles. So I was just flat out wrong about that. Topman. He doesn't look Chinese. I'm surely either Russia or New Guinea, I would have thought. Maybe New Guinea. Or the tattoos, maybe. Oh, Fucking hell. That is Hamadou Diom. And that is my... yeah. Based partly on appearance and partly on just fucking guessing. Process of elimination. Alright. We are tantalisingly close to solving this thing. So, Philip Dahl, last seen going to the lazarette. Samuel Galligan. Is that not accurate? Yeah, he died in the boat, didn't he? Was he maybe spiked by a mermaid? It's hard to tell, right? We're going to have to go and look at it, aren't we? Oh, but it's a ball ache getting to those ones, isn't it? However, I fear we must. In fact, actually, we need to go to that one anyway, because I need to sort out the Russians. Oh, you know what? His body isn't there. Oh, he's knifed. That's a knife. Alright, let's try knifed. By things, yeah. But also his body wasn't there at the end, so it's possible he'll be counted as fallen overboard. And then same goes for this one. Oh, well, he's been marked as correct, so I don't think it matters that his body isn't there at the end. Okay, one of these fuckers is Russian. So it could be him, smoking une pipe. But it could also be him. Drowned by a beast. Was he drowned by a beast, or did he just fall overboard? He's definitely drowned by a beast. But who was... he might just have fallen overboard by his own silly self. Well, alright, what if we call him a Russian? Yes. 2 more fates correct. Why 2? So which one did I just say he was? So that's Alarkus Nikishin. So we've got 1 remaining Russian, which may or may not... Did he drown or did he fall over? Oh no, he's being pulled. He's being pulled. Alright, so what if he is... what if he's the other Russian? Alexei Topolov. And then everyone else present on this trip I think is accounted for. So who's left? Oh, unknown soul. Who's got to be a seaman, I think. George Shirley. Surely he's George Shirley. He is. All currently solvable fates correct. Oh, thank fuck for that. There is nothing left to do on the Obra Dinn. Right, well, I must admit some of those towards the end were a certain amount of just guesswork and process of elimination. Some of them I'm not really sure how else you're supposed to work them out, to be honest. Some of them are just, well, he's the only one left who isn't, well, hasn't been accounted for already. Some of them were just, I got some wrong and then changed them. So, yeah, I was very wide of the mark in a couple of cases. Let's just have a quick look at the picture. Yeah, I had him down as Hamadou Diom for the longest time, and he wasn't. He was. And I had him down as French for the longest time, and he definitely wasn't. Clean over the other side of the world. Any other stupid ones? Oh, this bloody... I can't believe it took me however many hours we are into this game, And it took me that long to realise he's holding the fucking wheel. He's the helmsman, of course he is. I got his cause of death wrong. Any other stupid ones? I got the carpenter's the wrong way around. I thought he was the carpenter and he was the carpenter's mate, because racism, basically. That was it. I just assumed the white one was the carpenter and the black one was the carpenter's mate. In my defence, as I say, it's 1807. They're American, but they're not on an American ship, so slightly more egalitarian. I wouldn't say completely egalitarian, but slightly more than the US in the early 1800s. Anyway, that concludes all the identifications we can do for now. So that seems like a good time to break off, and then next time we will go down to our launch and hopefully find out what happened in Bargain. Find out what happened to Martin Perrott and Philip Dahl. Oh, that's it. Are they the only two? They are. So, right. Come back for what should hopefully be the denouement of Return of the Obra Dinn. See you then.